down tonight. Make me wanna get down. Oh, baby. The way you move, make me wanna get down. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Make me wanna get down, baby. Get up on that floor. Feel the vibe is right. Yeah. Touching on your body. Touching. Girl, you're out of sight. Give it to me now. Let me feel the sweat. It's dripping off my face. No fears of baby. The way you move, you make me move. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Oh, baby. The way you move, make me wanna get down. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Make me wanna get down, baby. Girl, you look like chocolate. My girl, she gets so sweet. Baby, I can't stop. Can't stop moving my feet. Grabbing on your hips, giving me the green light. Kissing on your lips, curse my appetite. The way you move, you make me move. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Oh, baby. The way you move, make me wanna get down. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Make me wanna get down, baby. The lights in there are dark, so many things to do. VIP is open, it's here for me and you. That's the one to start, yes. Nightcap will save for last. Baby, make my mom. I want you right and fast. The way you move, you make me move. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Oh, baby. The way you move, make me wanna get down. Baby, wanna get down tonight. Make me wanna get down, baby. The way you move, hey, good morning. What's up, ladies? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva, in knowledge, live, in the flesh. What's up, y'all? What's up, Nora? What's up, Sasha? How y'all doing? I decided to go live because I feel it's imperative as a content creator that sometimes, our subscribers deserve to see us personally. We have to have that interaction with our subscribers, with people who follow us. Especially people who are loyal to your channel, who strongly support you. It's important that sometimes we cam up and we have that live interaction, with our content creators. Can you tell me what days you post live videos? Morning to you, Sasha, by the way, and Nora, and everybody else who's coming in. My schedule is so hella crazy. So the only thing I've been able to do is when I know I'm going to upload something or I know I'm going to post something, I normally put it in the community tab, and that way I can kind of give you a heads up that I'm going to go upload something or post it. So I really don't have a set schedule or specific days as of yet, because I'm helping my husband run his company, and he has a roofing business, and his business is there's no set schedule when it comes to having a business, so he can call me out the blue. Hey, I need you to go run over here. Somebody had a roof leak over there. So I don't work a regular 9 to 5. I help my husband with his business. And it's very spontaneous. Like, I'm going live now, and he can call me in the middle of my live and say, look, I have a client over here who has an emergency roof leak. I might need you to meet me, or, so I just don't have a set schedule, so I have to just kind of do things on the whim. So that's why I'm always telling people to subscribe. Subscribe. That way you can get the notification bells, the notifications on when I upload something, because my schedule is just too crazy. Every time I try to plan to do something, this man calls me. I feel like my husband is like my probation officer. He calls me out the blue. Hey, I need you to drop what you're doing. I need you to go to Home Depot and pick this order up for me. I need you to drop what you're doing. I need you to go, pick up this material. I need you to go drop off the contract. I handle all of his contracts. I do all the paperwork. So anytime a person wants their roof done, I got to be the person one to meet with them. I got to make them sure they sign off on everything. I got to make sure they get the proof that my husband is certified and that he's licensed, because people don't want no average Joe working on their house. So we got to produce all these receipts, and that's where I come in charge. I do all the paperwork and stuff like that. So I really can't complain because he is the one making the money. I'm not working. So, I got to do my job and make sure that when he needs something, I got to be on point. I got to deliver it. That's how food is on the table. And, anybody who's been married to a businessman or been in a relationship with a man who has his own business, it's a blessing, but it's sickening at times because, you got to be the on call. I'm on call. I do not have the right to tell him, you cannot call me from 8 to 10 o'clock or whatever. So he can call me right now and I'm gonna have to shut this live off. That's just how that's just how crazy it is. Yes, I said it, Nora. I feel like I have a probation officer. But I wanted to at least go live for 30 minutes. Like I said, I think it's imperative as content creators that our subscribers get to see our face. They get to interact with us instead of always being behind a thumbnail or avatar. We owe y'all that much. At least I feel like I do, is that we have to cam up and do some live interaction. So anyway, I'm going live, as much as I can before Mr. Here come Mr. Before Mr. calls me. And plus I'm supposed to be meeting him for breakfast in a little while. So I'm not going to be on here too long, but I want to pop up and holler at my ladies, holler at my followers, my subscribers, to let y'all know how grateful I am. I'm so appreciative. I thank y'all so much for still just being so patient and, understanding that as a blogger, I have a life outside of YouTube, personal stuff I got to take care of, being a wife, being a mom, and everything. So I appreciate y'all on that. So this is the time if anybody wants to ask me anything while I'm live and in the flesh. No, you cannot ask me anything personal about my sex life, but if you want to know, yes, it was very wonderful this morning. But moving on, I thought I wanted to mention this to y'all. I did upload a video. Thanks, Mocha. Let me see. Yes, any money coming in, blessed and working hard for it sometime. Yeah, Nora, I agree. I can't complain. Like I said before I became an at-home wife, I've been at home, I say probably about a year and some change. Before I decided to sit home and actually help my husband with the business and help him with his company, I was a correctional officer for 2 years. So that was one of the most challenging careers I have ever done. I've never been in corrections before, but I did it for 2 years. I worked at a men's facility. I worked at a jail where I was actually over every bit of, I'll say, from 60 to 75 inmates all at one time. Yes, I did. I was over male inmates and I was over female inmates from time to time. So that's what I did for 2 years. Before I decided to sit home, and during the COVID, we had to deal with all of that. And it was a lot. I would say anybody who's thinking about going in corrections or considering going into corrections, it's a whole lot you really, really need to consider before you go into that type of field, because it's very stressful. You will never be home. I felt like I lived at home. I lived at work and worked at home. That's how many hours I was working. Thanks, Mocha. You do your best to interact with your subscribers. Some YouTubers beg for more subscribers that don't even interact with their subs unless they sent a super chat. I agree with that. Blogging, listen, it's not as easy as it looks. You have some people that would rather just sit behind a mic and post that thumbnail and just, record their conversation. What is my dog barking at? I don't know what blue malfunction is today. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of work when it comes to blogging, especially when you do your own everything. Like all of the videos that I do with all the editing, when I put the clips in, when I put the videos in, I do all of my own editing. Every video you've ever seen me post, I do all of that, down to the intro with the theme music. Everything I've done, I create all of that. Sometimes it's easier when you have somebody who you can pay to edit and do all of your videos for you. But I'm a hands-on type of person. I don't want too many people having too much hands in my creativity. I love to orchestrate my own craft. I like to make the rules as I go. And I realize when you have other people working with you or doing your craft for you, some people don't have the patience to keep switching up and keep changing up the style. And me, I want to have full control, full access of that. So that's why I do my own editing, down to the Shaka Khan music, everything y'all hear and stuff. I put all of that together. So nevertheless, that's the reason why a lot of these bloggers, they take shortcuts. They rather just put up a thumbnail and grab a mic and talk behind the mic because it's easier to do. um and everybody doesn't have people skills. Some people, they talk, they have more confidence when they're not having to record themselves live like I'm doing now, like I'm live streaming. Everybody don't have the confidence to do that, because sometimes when you go live, it gives people room to criticize and critique you. They critique your looks, they critique how your background looks, they critique so many things. So a lot of these bloggers, they don't want to come on live because they don't want that kind of smoke. They don't want somebody saying, why your hair look like that, your voice, your looks don't match up with your voice, and I thought you looked a totally different way, you don't sound the way you look. People out here is like real brutal, and you have to have tough skin being a blogger, especially on YouTube, because you have some people that's just messy. You have some people who just love to come to your channel and just find something to nitpick about. They just like to find something to just be critical about. And I get it. Everybody has a difference in opinion. Everybody doesn't have to like what you do. Everybody does not have to, be on the same accord with your opinions and your outlook on things. But you have some people that are just argumentative. They just like to disagree because they want to argue. You know what I mean? It's different if you got a valid point, but you coming on here just wanting to just debate about stuff because you want to argue. Going back to the comments in here. Appreciate that, Sasha. Nora says, and Nora, I'm gonna tell you something, Nora. You be on it, honey. You be like, I'm gonna tell y'all who Nora is. Nora is like, Nora is like one of those faithful Bible study members who come to Bible study every Wednesday, to the point that if you don't see her show up for Bible study, you're going to know something is wrong. Nora is one of the most loyal, if not dedicated subscribers. She be on here before I get on here. I don't get you, Nora. Nora is very faithful, honey. She be on it. She be like, she come to church and she be sitting to the front pew, have her Bible open, ready to get that word, ready to get that gospel. Nora be on it. And truth is, a lot of y'all be on it. As soon as I upload a video, y'all be on it, So I appreciate that. It just lets us know that it is people out here respecting and appreciating what we do, because this takes time out of our lives. You know what I'm saying? So Nora says, do you want to go back to your last job though, or take up another similar job? Oh my gosh, to go back to corrections. Wow. That's a good question. Lord, nah, I don't think I would go back to corrections. Corrections, anytime you work inside a jail is too of a high demand. A lot of these jails are so short staffed, Nora. It's going to require you to practically not have a social life. Anybody who wants to become a police officer or goes into corrections, these are one of those type of professions where you cannot have a social life because you're going to be gone a lot because they're constantly short staffed. I find myself plenty of times having to work 16 hours out a day, having to work 18 hours out of a day. I've had to counsel plans, counsel family vacations. It just takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot out of you. It's very draining because you work so many hours. You definitely suffer from burnout as a correctional officer because not only you have to work your regular hours, which the average shift is 12 hours, but truth be told, anytime you go in corrections, you're going to be working um, at least 16 hours or more. And that was very, very stressful. It took a toll on my mental and it took a toll on my physical. I had been working so much, I didn't even know at one point in time I had high blood pressure issues because I was working so much. So when you do have a day off, on your days off, you want to only sleep. You want to only sleep. And you know, this is how you know you work so much. When you don't even know when your payday is, you forgot the day you get paid. That's when you know you working too much. When you actually forget your payday, that's when you know you work so much. I will forget my paydays. I will forget I was getting a paycheck because that's just how much I was working. Not only that, it's so many personalities. You got to deal with the inmates. You got to deal with the staff. And the truth be told, the staff is worse than the inmates. You know, a lot of people think working out of jail, the first thing that comes to mind is that how do you deal with inmates? How do you deal with criminals? How do you deal, what was it like having to work with murderers, having to work with rapists, having to work with, these criminals, you know what I mean? So that wasn't too much an issue for me. The issue I had was the staff. You have a lot of these individuals that are high rank and they abuse their authority. They don't feel like they got to step in and help the officers. They don't want to come in and work to help the officers not get burnt out having to overwork so many hours. You have some people, once they get a rank, they want to chill, they want to fall back. They don't feel like they have to do anything. Once they don't become sergeant, lieutenant, captain, they want to sit back and chill. They're going to leave everything on the lower rank, those who they feel that are less than them. So I really couldn't deal with that. So, but yeah, it was a lot. So with that, I wouldn't go back to corrections most likely. If I were to work out of jail, I would have to be like a counselor or something else other than an officer. To be an officer, these jails, they are so short staffed. They need help bad. Not just the jail I worked at, all of the jails throughout the United States of America, all of them are short staffed. They need all the help they can possibly get. So I don't mind YouTubers talking behind the mic. It's the post your comments on the subject, post your questions, and they don't respond in the comments anyway. But I see your point. Yeah, especially when you have a huge channel. My channel is not very huge yet, but once you start getting like 5,000 subscribers or more, it's very hard responding to every comment. But truth is, YouTube don't always let you know when somebody has posted stuff to you, especially if it's like an old video that you've done like a couple of weeks ago. Sometimes YouTube does not update you, so you don't even know somebody left something for you to comment. Just so happen I'm just one of those bloggers. Every once in a while I'll go back and I'll check to see if somebody posted something. So speaking of posting, I actually had I guess she was a subscriber who got in her feelings with me. I posted it on matter of fact, I posted it on the community tab. I'm gonna see if I can find it so I can show it to y'all. So I did if y'all did not excuse me, if y'all didn't go to my community tab yesterday I posted a petition that was put out for Nicki Minaj's husband. A lot of Nicki Minaj's neighbors, the neighborhood she lives in, her neighbors want her to move because her husband is a registered ex-offender. So they put out this petition. Basically for everybody to sign, for Nicki Minaj and her husband to move out. So I put the petition up on my community tab, just to pretty much, keep y'all informed on what's going on as far as, with the celebrity world and things of that nature. So apparently one of the, I don't know if she's a subscriber or what, but she chose to go up into my comment section, and I guess she felt some type of way because I posted the news that was already put out there that all of the neighbors in Nicki Minaj's neighborhood, they created a petition for her and her husband to move out because they found out her husband is registered. So she got in her feelings, and I'm gonna show y'all the comment and share it with y'all just to show y'all. This is the kind of world we live in, where you have people who actually get offended and have the audacity to get upset with the wrong people when the things they should be upset with, they aren't. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen with y'all. I'm gonna just share it with y'all. It's been a while since I used this, so okay, I think I pressed this right here. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna get ready to share the screen and show y'all the comments. Okay, why is this thing acting a little crazy now? Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, they're doing all kind of crazy new stuff now. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see it. I'm gonna see on my end if I got y'all able to see it. So I got to log in on my phone too to make sure y'all can see it. Okay, so yeah, absolutely, y'all can see it. All right, so in my community tab, y'all, this is what I had posted. I had posted the petition is up for anybody who wants to sign it. Shaking my darn head. Notice Cardi B signed it too. So this is the petition that's going around, y'all. Nicki's neighbors posted this petition for everybody to sign, saying no to ex-offenders in Hidden Fields. So obviously they have a problem with Kenneth Petty, Nicki Minaj's husband, living in a neighborhood. So I posted this for y'all to see. And of course, I had a couple of people who agreed, they liked it or whatever. So there's this particular individual by the name of Darlene Noemi, who wasn't too fond of me posting this. So her comment was, "This is not right. Stop antagonizing the family. This man is not a registered offender because of children. I like listening to your channel because you seem rational and fair, but you're going too far. Stop that." Isn't this interesting? So basically, Miss Darlene is insinuating that I am not right for posting this when this is public information. Somebody else created this petition. So she's in her feelings with me posting a petition that I didn't even create. That's public information, meaning anybody can go in there and see it. So if she felt some type of way, she would have been better off actually going to the petition and giving her statement and applying that, because here it's not valid enough. Whatever point she's trying to make is not going to hold any weight here on my channel, because I was not the one who created the petition. Okay, what's up, Demita and everybody, Arletta, who's entering? Yes, I'm live and in the flesh today. So anybody who has any questions for me, I'm gonna rock with y'all for like 30 minutes or whatever. Before I get ready to meet my old man for some breakfast. But I just wanted to go, I want the cam up so y'all could interact with me personally for once, because I'm always behind the thumbnails. So she further says the man is not registered offender because of children. Listen, a registered sex offender is a registered sex offender. Rather if the victim was 2 years old, 10 years old, 13 or 15. The bottom line was Mr. Pedophile Pookie Petty had unlawfully forced himself onto another female who was not a willing consent, and she was underage at the time. Bottom line, what difference? A victim is a victim. Why does it matter if a victim is 15, 2 years old, or 10 years old? The last time I checked, a victim is a victim. And he did force himself because she was a child at the time. So basically, I don't know if this is a Barb's fan or you do listen, the world we live in, you do have women who will defend offenders. You do have women who will defend offenders. That's the bottom line. Truth be told, Nicki Minaj tried to defend her brother, who was also an offender. Okay? You do have women who will protect sexual predators. So let's not get it twisted. Yep, the pick me Patricias, exactly, Demeter. The pick me Patricias. You have women who will co-sign on this. You got women who got sons that are registered predators. You got women who are married to men that are registered offenders. You got women who got brothers, who got nephews. You got women who got fathers that are registered pedophile offenders, and they will defend them, and they will get upset and angry anytime somebody calls it out. Now, she says this man is not a registered offender because of children. Ma'am, what difference does it make if it's a child or a woman? So is my safety less important because I'm 44 years old and the man decides to take it upon himself? God forbid, I'm walking out the grocery store and going to my car, and this man decides to knock me in the back of my head from out the thin blue air and drag me in the woods somewhere, and strip me and take advantage of me. It is my life not as important as a child. Grape is grape, regardless. Cause as women, and it's a lot of women who have experienced it. I have not experienced that yet, by the grace of God. But women that have experienced it, that is one of the most detrimental, traumatizing experiences for any woman, regardless if she's a grown woman, a teenager, or a child. Grape is grape. And you can justify Kenneth Petty's Pookie pedophile behavior all you want, because I don't know if you're a Nicki fan, I don't know if you're a Barb's, whatever you are disgraceful as a woman to even try to justify by stating that he is not a registered offender because of children. Regardless of what, he's a registered offender because he forced another female to have sex against her will. Not only did he not force this woman to have sex against her will, he forced her with a weapon. He had a knife, and that's why he became a registered 2 versus a level 1 sex offender, because he used a weapon, which meant the victim was defeated. The victim had no way of protecting herself because this man used the knife. He threatened her. And that is the whole bottom line. So listen, I have no problem with people coming for me in my comment section. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. But what I have a problem with is when you try to justify pedophile behavior. You got pedophiles who read comments like that. Do you know a pedophile could read her comment and say, oh, okay, I'm not really a pedophile because I didn't rape, I didn't grape a child. I graped a grown woman. Or as long as I grape a grown woman, then I'm not really a rapist. Do you not understand the psychology of these Pookie pedophiles who will read something like this and will use this type of narrative, Miss Darlene? They will use this type of narrative that you're putting out there and think that they can justify using their spirit of perversion, that demonic penis of theirs. They will utilize that because of how people like you think. Well, it was not a child. Just because I'm an adult and I understand what's going on, it doesn't make me less of a victim versus a child who may not understand what's going on. Exactly, Kay Hayes. The person was wrong because the woman was 16 years old. Now, supposedly, even Nicki Minaj has tried to justify this. Okay, when her and Kenneth Petty when she first married her Pookie pedophile, that's what I'm gonna call him. When she first married her Pookie pedophile, a lot of her fans was very disappointed. They was very disappointed because they wanted better for Nicki Minaj. They wanted better. This who she chose. Again, she's a grown woman. She makes her own decision. It is what it is. But the fact she tried to justify, Nicki tried to justify Pookie pedophile behavior by stating the victim was 16 and he was 15. So listen, let me ask you ladies something. So I'm 44 years old. So if an 18-year-old man was to sexually assault me, he should not be punished because I'm older than him. Demeter says I was touched at 7 by a teenager in our building, then assaulted at 23 and then assaulted at 23 in high school, and at 22 was set up by a friend for her man and his friend. I was held for a weekend until I escaped. Demeter, honey, you definitely have my condolences with that, and I appreciate your transparency for being so open and sharing something like that, because I know that's not something that is very is something that you're proud of. And I appreciate you for sharing your testimony. What's up, 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼? Blessings to you. That's exactly what I'm saying. You have women, you have people who try to justify pedophile behavior. Nicki tried to insinuate the victim was older than her husband at the time, so that makes him less of a predator because of a 1 year difference. Listen, if like I said, I'm 44 years old. So if a 20-year-old was to sexually assault me, a 17-year-old, because listen, you got some big 17-year-old dudes. You got some 17-year-old young men that are built like they 30. I got nephews that are taller than me, that are stronger than me. So what the hell does that have to do with anything? Because Kenneth Pookie pedophile predator didn't assault a child. She was a child. She was not a grown woman then. Whether she was 15, 16, or he was 15, 16, Kenneth Petty was old enough to know better. And the other truth of the matter is, when this assault, when this incident happened, whenever it comes to having to register, they don't just register you as an offender off of lies. What's up, Linda? Off of hearsay. They have to have tangible evidence that you actually committed this act. So for Kenneth Petty to have to register as an offender, that it is because they had valid proof that this woman was sexually assaulted. So in the words of BBD, you can flip it, rub it down, smack it, whatever you want to do to twist it, but the man sexually assaulted this woman. So it is what it is. So she further goes and says, I like listening to your channel because you seem rational and fair. What is irrational and unfair about this man having to register as a sex offender? What's irrational about it? Evidently, for him to have to register, they have proof. And this is the part about it. All of these neighbors, and it's yet to be confirmed, I'm gonna say allegedly. 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼 says some of them are as big as a football player. They are strong, big, and tall. Yeah, I mean, these young men, because of their size, if they want to take advantage of a woman, they got a big advantage in doing so. It happens a lot. But what's up to everybody entering the chat? For those of you who are just coming in, I am live in the flesh. It is me, she, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. I decided to go live today just for a few, so y'all can personally interact with me, because I'm always behind a thumbnail, and I feel it's imperative that sometimes we cam up so our subscribers, people who support us, people who are donating to our channel, it's important that you cam up sometimes to let people see you, and know who you are and everything. So other interesting facts about myself: I am a Scorpio. What else is there? I'm gonna go ahead and take this part down, but I'm gonna come back to this sooner than later. But I'm gonna go ahead and take it down right now. Let me unshare. Okay, so nevertheless, I am 44 years old. I am born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, but I did live up north in New York for a couple of years as a military brat. So I was stationed up there when my father was in the Coast Guard. So a lot of people, they say they notice when I speak, I have an accent. I still have that northern accent, and that's because I was raised up north. I say probably for maybe 7 to 8 years before I decided to move back down south. I am married. I have been married for 23 years. I do have one daughter. My daughter is 22 years old, and she is actually an Army brat. So other than that, if this is the time anybody has any questions to ask me, you are more than welcome. So I'll give it like another 15 minutes before I get ready to shut everything down, because I need some Waffle House in my life. I need some Waffle House, and I need some coffee. I am a heavy coffee drinker. I love cappuccinos. I love lattes. I just started making my own lately because Starbucks just costs us way too much money. I can't do it, y'all. I looked at my bank statement and I saw that I had the majority of my transactions with Starbucks. I said, the Lord, you have to deliver me from this. You have to deliver for me. And I will tell y'all might as well go ahead and congratulate me. I am 2 months clean from Starbucks. I have detoxed. Give me a round of applause. I have been rehabilitated from Starbucks. I am 2 months clean from Starbucks. Hallelujah. Glory be to God. Thank you, Jesus, for delivering me, Lord, for them high, expensive vintage lattes and cappuccino. Thank you, Lord. Give you the glory. It's a blessing when you can be delivered from Starbucks. Thank you. Nora says, girl, guess what my favorite coffee is? Mocha flavor. That, you know what? That's where I got my little name from. I love mocha. Any type of flavored mocha, mocha cappuccino, mocha latte, mocha frozen blended drinks. I am a fanatic of mocha, and that is the reason how, believe it or not, I came up with that name mocha, because I love coffee, and most people love coffee. And you know, like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of coffee. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But for the most part, I'm a laid back chick. I'm laid back. You know, I've learned to embrace isolation. I don't rock with a lot of women like I used to. I have had my share of friendship, and I've come to realize that it's times I've become harder for people to be able to find people that are really genuine. And I have been very careful and very selective about who I allow in my life. Who I allow in my life, I'm very selective about that. I've been very gullible in friendship, thinking people was my friend, thinking they had my best interest, thinking because we got a few things in common that I could be very open with them and very transparent with them. And I've had my share of betrayal. I've had my share of ups and downs, like I'm sure a lot of you women in the chat, or those of you who are listening in and can't chat, I'm sure y'all have had y'all share of friendship, you know, with women, you know, and realizing that, you know, everybody does not understand the definition of loyalty. Everybody doesn't understand that. Everybody doesn't understand just because a person is kind, it does not make them weak. And I've learned that throughout the years, that I had to be very careful with who I allow to share my energy with. So for the most part, I do not have any friends, and I'm comfortable with that. Now I do have what's called associates, women that I talk to sometimes, and every once in a while, ain't nothing wrong with having a girls' night and going out and getting some coffee, having some lunch. I got one girlfriend, every once in a while we'll go walking together, do some laps around the park and stuff, and we don't overdo it. You know, we see each other once in a while, and that is my motto. I strongly believe that less is best. The less you are around people, the more you get along with them. Y'all start hanging out too much, you talking to each other every day, you're in each other's space every day, all day long. Eventually you're gonna bump heads, you're gonna get each other's nerves. I love my isolation. I love my own company. I'm not one of those women where I got to always have friends to go out and have a good time. I am fine if I'm not blogging with y'all or not doing my upload content and posting it up for y'all. I'm home chilling. I'm taking care of my garden. I'm cleaning my house. You know, I'm working on my novel. I just love spending time by myself. And it took years for me to embrace that, because I used to be one of those women, oh, I got to have friends. I got to have somebody to talk to. I got to be around somebody. You know, when you're young, you don't know better, but as you get older, you do better. So I am enjoying just doing me. You know, I have my one daughter. She's 22 years old. I done raised my one, and I'm just ready to just, you know, do me. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing me. I'm enjoying me. I'm spending time with me. And I'm just, you know, getting to a point in my life in which, you know, I've learned to embrace self-love, learning to love myself and enjoy just being by myself. You learn a lot about you when you spend time with yourself. You have some women, they cannot be by themselves. They got to always have a girlfriend to talk to. They got to have a house full of grandchildren and all of that to keep them company and everything. I don't feel so lonely in my life to where I got to have people around me all the time. And that's just me. Uh Speaking of friendships and betrayal, that's how I found your channel when you shared a story about being inspired by the Shanquilla Robinson case. Oh, okay, Nora. Yeah, because that actually I was in a Shanquilla situation. I was in something very similar, where a woman tried to set me up to get killed. So I stuff like that happens in real life. It happens in real life, and that's why I make it in my business to always stress how important it is to have a relationship with God, to have a relationship with the Lord, because He will see things coming your way that you're not even prepared for. And I thank Him for the spirit of discernment, being able to you know uh observe and pay attention and notice red flags, and not being oblivious to my surroundings and what's going on. But yes, I actually had experienced that. I was in a friendship with a woman that was older than me, and she took me up under her wing, as a little sister. And I've always been the type of female at that point in time. I've always yearned for friendship, like any woman does. You yearn for a bestie, you yearn for your best friend, you yearn to be in the company of a female who you feel y'all can relate to and you can share things with. And mind you, I'm the oldest, so I don't have that big sister. I am the big sister. I'm the one that everybody calls. I'm the one that my sisters call, my friends call, everybody calls me. I big sister everybody. So in this case, she was like a big sister to me, you feel me? So at the time I would say I was 19. Yeah, I was 19 and she was 27. So it was a big age difference, as far as age wise. But I've always been very wise even during my youth. So I was always able to conversate and vibe with older people, and it was because of how I was raised. And my daughter is the same way. My daughter is 22, but she has the mind of a 40-year-old. A lot of females cannot relate to my daughter. She doesn't have much friendships because her mind is just, her way of thinking is just so far-fetched beyond their years. And that came from me and my mother constantly talking to her since she's been 3 years old. So my daughter has the wisdom of a full-grown woman 10 times, 10 times 10. So I was the same way. So we vibe, we built this friendship, and at the point in time I was rebelling and not wanting to follow the rules of my parents' household. I just graduated high school. I started smelling myself. You know how that go when you think everybody your friend. And I went through a period when I was rebelling, not listening to my dad, not respecting the house rules. So he told me, look, since you cannot respect the rules of this household, you either gonna respect the rules or you got to go, but you're not gonna stay here and disrespect my household. Didn't appreciate it then, but me being a full-grown woman now, I would have put myself out too, because I was just a hot mess. I was very sassy and very rebellious and very headstrong. So I ended up leaving home, and she offered for me to move in with her. She had her own apartment, but she didn't have a car. I had my own car, but I didn't have an apartment. So we both kind of it was an advantage for the both of us, because I was able to have a place to stay, and then she was able to get around. And mind you, she had 2 children at the time. So what ended up happening was, over time, as we stayed together, we just started, kind of bumping heads a little bit. And I just started seeing a couple of things about her that wasn't sitting well with me. And the fact that she was older and she already was a single mom, she had a lot more problems than I did. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm fresh out of high school. was still being sheltered in a degree, to a certain degree, by my parents. So I didn't go through half as much as she had already gone through. So I would notice, we would club a lot, we would go out a lot, and hang out a lot. And I noticed when she would get drunk, she would say little things, and that's why, you have to pay attention to certain things when you're in the company of people, especially when they drink. They have what's called a liquor courage. You start People that drink, they become very transparent, and she would say little things that didn't sit well with me. She would say stuff like, you young, you still got a chance to live your life, you don't have to make the mistakes I made, and you have a chance to do things that I didn't get to do because, I put so much responsibilities on myself at a young age. So she's saying all this stuff to me, but it's not registering to me that she's basically insinuating in but so many words, hey, I messed up my life. I ruined my life. You young, you don't have the problems I got. You can learn practically from where I messed up at, and you can actually better yourself. So she's saying all of these different things and stuff. And just after a while, her behavior, she started getting out of pocket. We would meet guys together, and like I remember one time she met this particular guy, and her and the guy was dating, and he had a friend, and she wanted us to go out on a double date. So against my better judgment, I didn't want to go, but I went. And what happened was me and the guy ended up hitting it off. And so happened, her and the guy she was talking to, they didn't hit it off. So she got offended by that. And she, once again, took it upon herself, to say that I should have made sure I was straight first before I even introduced you to his friend. I should have made sure me and the guy would have worked out first before I introduced you to his friend. So, I just started seeing all kind of stuff about this chick that just wasn't right. So not to bore y'all or drag this story out, but things ended up getting so bad to the point to where I ended up having to leave because the disrespect just was getting out of character. Because what was starting to happen was she was not in a good place with men. She was not in a good place with men. And she would start just taking her frustration out on me, being that I was young, and she knew that me and my parents wasn't on good terms. She knew I couldn't go back and stay with my parents. So she capitalized and she took advantage of that. So I did not want any more problems. So what I did was I had called the police so I can get all of my things out of her house. I wanted the police to escort me because me and her I fell out. We got into it. And I didn't feel comfortable going in her house by myself, getting my things, because she had already threatened me that she was going to fight me. She was going to do this. She was going to do that. So the police met me there. I got all of my things out of her house. And while I'm getting things out of her house, she's cussing me out, saying all kind of degrading and disrespectful things to me as I'm getting my belongings. I'm not caring. I'm just going around making sure I'm getting my bra, my panties, whatever personal valuable items. I just want to make sure I don't leave nothing, because I knew once I got my stuff and I forgot something, I was not going to be able to come back. I knew I was not going to be able to say, oh, I forgot this. I wanted to make sure if I left, I got everything. So when I moved out, I had moved in with a different friend at the time, because at that point, I realized me and my dad ain't getting along. I just need to move back down south to live with my mother. I just didn't want to live in Connecticut anymore because me and my dad wasn't getting along. And now I have to deal with this crazy single black female chick who's acting psychotic and doing the most. So so that's what it was, Nora. She just wasn't in a good place and everything. And what's up, TK? Welcome in. Yeah, and that's what it was. Misery likes company. She just was a miserable woman. She felt like, being that I was young, I had more opportunities to things. I didn't have any kids. I had a chance to have more than she was. And I think she just envied that. You'll be surprised. People envy you for the simplest things. You don't have to just have money for people to envy you. People could envy you because of your personality. People can envy you because of your strength. The fact that you're the kind of person, no matter what you go through, you still bounce back. Some people hate that. You'll be surprised what people be hating on. It's not always because you got a new car, because you got a new pocketbook, because you got a new man. Some people just be hating on you just because you. Listen, they can have more than you and be hating on you. They can have more money than you and still be hating on you. A hater has no level or no boundaries on what to hate you for and what not to hate you for. They can hate you just because people like you, just because you have that kind of personality where people just drawn to you. You don't have to have no money or be no celebrity for people to hate on you. People can hate on you because you're creative, because you just know how to design stuff, and they can't do that. People could hate on your boldness because you bold. You'll stand up for yourself, and they can't. You'll be surprised. People envy you for things that you're not even thinking is that deep. Yeah, people hate you for what they're not. But yeah, so I moved in with the other female because at that point I talked to my mom, and I realized I needed to come back home. I didn't want to stay with any more females after what I went through with her. And she had set her brothers up to look for me, because when I was staying with my friend, she had got a mysterious knock at the door. A mysterious knock, because that wasn't my neighborhood. That was her neighborhood. So she knew a lot of people. I didn't know people like she knew people. So she had the advantage of getting people to come after me, getting people to seek me. So he knocks on the door, and my friend answers without opening. And she says, hello, who is it? Don't you got a so-and-so who stay with you? And my friend picked up on it right away. She said, absolutely not. No, she does not stay here. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. So I knew right then and there, okay, I'm in a danger zone. How this dude decides to knock on this door out of all the doors in this apartment complex. So at that point, I knew my life was in danger. So I told my mom what was going on. My mom was like, I got to get you up out of there. Something just don't sit well with me in this woman. I think this woman is trying to destroy you. You need to come out of there. I'm not having a good feeling about this. We need to send you a flight ticket right away. And me being that I always listen to my mom's advice, when she tells me something, I know it's real. I know it's valid. So my friend, she got up the money because I wasn't working. I was struggling at the time. She got up the money and she paid for my flight and got me flown out back home to be with my mom. And that's when I found out later on from a mutual friend who still lived there. Yeah, she was setting me up to get hurt. She was trying to find me because she wanted to hurt me. So that's why I was totally upset when I heard about that Shanquilla Robinson situation, because I've been in that situation where people will set you up to destroy you, to take your life, because it very well could have happened to me. So as a woman, you have to pay attention when you're in a friendship with women and you're seeing red flags. Certain things you got to pay attention to. Them being critical of things. For instance, if you tell a girlfriend, girl, I just got me a new house, I just closed on a house, she just can't simply say, oh, well, that's a blessing, or that's nice, or congratulations. She has to say, well, how much you gonna pay for that? Ain't that kind of expensive? If you can't share good news with a female, with a friend, without her knocking it, that's a red flag. Next red flag, when she throwing shades in her joke, meaning she tries to act like she's joking, but you can sense the shade in it. Like, girl, honey, that wouldn't have been me, honey. I don't know how you wearing those cheap shoes over there, honey. As hard as you work, girl, bye. I would have been bought me some new shoes. Oh, you still dealing with that no good man? Girl, bye. I would have been traded in that man. That's why I ain't got a man now. Little stuff like that. Pay attention to the little sidekick hate. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to a woman who always try to do what you do. She try to dress how you dress. She get her clothes from where you get your clothes from. She get her furniture from where you buying furniture from. A female that's constantly copycatting you and trying to do like you do. Like Tisha and Mel. For Love and Marriage Huntsville, same thing. Tisha been hating on Melanie and still hating on Melanie and will always hate on Melanie. She's been trying to do everything Melanie does, trying to come out with hair product line like Mel did. Stay away from women who always trying to do what you do. That's not a good sign. She going so far as to wearing this heavy funeral foundation, trying to lighten her skin. I'm like, Tisha, tissue, really? You're trying everything to be like this woman. And I really believe, when we talk about jealousy, I believe a lot of these women are hating on Melanie because it's not just their success that she's jealous of, the fact that she has all these businesses and all of these different ventures that she has going. The fact that Melanie can still bounce back after what Melanie has gone through with Martell. Most women would not be able to survive that. Most women in that situation would have folded. Okay, they would have folded. They would have lost their minds. It could have really, a woman in that situation could have completely derailed. But I think that a lot of these women, especially Tisha, which I call tissue, in particularly, they envy her strength. The fact that she had the balls to leave a toxic ass marriage and a relationship and not worry about what anybody was going to have to say or think. It takes balls. Listen, you got a lot of women that's so doggone miserable because they're more concerned about the image instead of their esteem. They're more concerned with, if I divorce or leave my husband, people going to be looking at me and giving me the side eye. Tissue is one of those type of women. She will stay in her marriage and be miserable to preserve her image before she leaves Marceau. She's not going to do it. Yeah, Demeter. They expected her to be miserable. You got some women that are so miserable, they want to see other women fail. They want to see other women fail. And yeah, even Tissue has her marriage, but it's kind of like this. You can have a husband, but not have a marriage. How many women out there not realize you can have a husband, but not a marriage? Anybody could be on my husband, me and my husband. But he doesn't treat you as an equal. He pretty much regulates everything. He only wants you involved when he needs you to co-sign on a loan, or he needs you to get money out the bank, or he needs you to step in when the grit's about to hit the fan, and he wants you to be a spokesperson to pull him out of rabbit hole every time he messes up or falters with something. A lot of women aren't being treated as wives. They are just being treated as supporters. In other words, I only want you to step in when the grits hit the fan. Other than that, your opinion, your feelings, your ideas, None of it matters. The only time you matter is when I want you to sign on this loan. I need your signature on this loan so I can get another PPP loan or another loan to open up another business that I'm not going to open up. TK, and tell Marceau is checked out of that marriage. Yeah, Marceau would have to be the one to check out. Tisha not going to do it. And Marceau ain't going to check out due to the fact that Tisha makes it so easy for him. And one thing about these men, if you make yourself a convenience store, you make yourself a 7-Eleven, no matter what they do, you're available, you're readily available at all costs. That is why Motel would never leave Ariane air mattress. He's not going to ever leave her alone. Even if Martell was to luck up and get married by some other bird brain, because there's women out there that's desperate enough, they will still marry Martell, knowing he's a disgrace to women, knowing what Melanie has gone through. It's women out there who will still give Martell the benefit of a doubt. Sheree tried to do it. But I strongly feel even if there was another woman gullible enough to want to be with Martell or marry Martell, especially if she got money, he'll probably jump on it if she got some money. Now, is he going to stay with her? That I'm not clear on. But one thing we do know is Martell is never going to leave Ariane air mattress alone. He's never going to leave her alone, ever. Any woman who deals with Martell, she's got to accept the fact Martell is always going to still smash Ariane airhead air mattress. He's not going to leave her alone. It's not happening. It's not happening. Ariane will never leave Martell alone. That's done. She done got turned out. And she really don't think she can do any better. Why? Because Martell told her that. And what happened was Martell got a hold of Ariane's brain during her a phase of her life in which she was very young. And then not only that, Ariane is very childish. She's very childish. So it did not take much for Martell to take a hold of her mind. It didn't take much. When an experienced demon, gets a hold of you during a vulnerable stage in your life in which you are developing into a young woman and haven't quite transitioned into womanhood, that gives them a bigger advantage in being able to manipulate you. Now, this doesn't give Ariane air mattress a pass that she didn't know what she was doing, but what it did was it gave Martell an even bigger advantage in being able to manipulate her and take control of her as a female, as a young and dumb. She was young and dumb and full of cum. And see, it's very easy when you are young and dumb for a man to get you dickmatized. And that is what happened. Martell did things with Ariane air mattress in that bedroom that she didn't experience from men her age. Because as these men get older, especially the really whorish men, the more skilled they become in using that wood down there. Martell was already very promiscuous and very hoish. So when he did get Ariane air mattress in that bedroom, he turned her out. And he knew what to do to turn her out. And that is the reason To this day, she still is dealing with Martell. There's a soul tie. Martell has a strong hold on Ariane air mattress. And because Martell knows he will always have control over her, Martell will never leave Ariane air mattress alone. He don't have to. Why would he leave her alone when he knows no matter how much he disrespects her, she will always take him back. She will always open her Section 8 door and let him come in. He knows this. Martell knows if he's miserable and he needs some head, he needs a blowjob, he knows that he can get it anytime, anywhere from Ariane. Ariane has always fulfilled Martell's sexual demonic needs. He can get it from her anytime he wants, and he knows it. If Martell is having a bad day and he just wants to get some head, he can call. He can call her. He ain't even got to call her. He can just pop up, come over there, and she'll do it. And she will do it. And this is what you don't realize. When you keep, and I've stressed this several times, when you keep dealing with these married men, you have basically drawn yourself into a curse. Ariane air mattress, she done cursed herself. I don't care what she does. I don't care what type of businesses she tries to create. Nothing she does is going to be blessed. Anything she touches is going to wither. She's not going to progress because she's still involved with these married men. My daughter said it best. My daughter was like, you know what, Mom? Dealing with a married man is like stepping into the devil's dungeon. And that's exactly what it is. Getting involved with married men is stepping into the devil's dungeon. And I think this is the other curse with Ariane air mattress. Let me tell you ladies something. I bet Ariane misses the married to male Martell. Ariane air mattress, she don't like this new Martell. She don't like the unmarried Martell. Martell was a better man when he was married to Mel. This Martell, this is not the Martell that Ariane air mattress really wants. Now, I'm sure she's glad at the fact that Mel has divorced him because now it's free game. I'm sure she's glad that she successfully was able to dismantle that marriage. But what Ariane did not know was now that Mel has taken her hands off of him and she has removed herself from the equation, you're not going to get that same Martell that you first fell in love with. Because that Martell that you fell in love with, Ariane air mattress, that Martell had money. That Martell had Melanie's money. This Martell don't have no money. When he was with Mel, listen, when Ariane air mattress was with Martell, Martell was able to take them to the most exquisite 5-star cuisine restaurants. He done went from Ruth Chris to the Chinese buffet. All those extravagant trips, Martell can't take Ariane air mattress to Bermuda, out of town. All these secret lover getaways. The fun Martell that was married to Mel is gone. He ain't got that money. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but being intimate with a broke man and a man with money, the climax is not the same. You don't climax with a broke man the same. A broke man getting you to climax is like trying to start up a 86 Buick. You know, like when you try to start up an old car and it won't start up. He right there, but it still ain't doing it for you. The sex ain't the same either. Ariane air mattress is miserable with Martell. He's not the same Martell that he was when he was married to Mel. That's the curse. When these married men lose their wives, they lose their spark. They lose their swag. Yes, she believed his lies. She did admit that during one of her rants. Oh, okay, let me put that. And I've been forgetting to put y'all comments, y'all, because I'm just really going in. But Kay Hayes says she did admit that during one of her rants, she liked him better when he was married. Where's my damn tambourine? Where's my tambourine? Where's my tambourine? Jesus, Lord. See how you curse yourself with the married man? When you mess with the married man, you want him to stay a married man. He is boring. He ain't spending no more money. He can't steal. Listen, he can't steal no more Mel bags to give the Ariane air mattress. He used to steal some of Mel's pocketbooks and purses, but once Mel divorced him, he don't have access to the closet to steal Melanie bags to give the damn Ariane air mattress. He is boring. He's lame. Ain't no more 5-star restaurants. She got to get the DoorDash. And you know the crazy part is, let me tell y'all how Martell cursed himself. He liked it better when he was dealing with Ariane air mattress when he was married to Mel. Do y'all really see where I'm going with this? Both of them are miserable without Mel. Y'all know that. Really dissect this. Martell was feeling Ariane air mattress more when he was married to Mel because he had the access to things that Mel, as Mel's husband, that he was able to provide to Ariane air mattress. Now that Mel is gone, that relationship is that if you want to call it a relationship, that situationship is just as stale as a loaf of bread that's been sitting on top of the refrigerator for 2 weeks. She tired of Martell, but you stuck with him because you got little helmet. They are bored. They are bored. Mel took away that money. Ain't no 5-star restaurants. Ain't no 5-star motels. Y'all done went from damn Hampton Inn. No, I know. I got to think of a more expensive hotel. Y'all done went from the Marriott to the Motel 6. They was living good off of Mel money. Ariane air mattress, she misses the married Martell. And Kay Hayes, I know you're right, because I remember she said that. She can't stand unmarried. She got to deal with him. And yes, she gonna keep having sex with him, but it's stale. They both miserable. Martell cannot buy Ariane air mattress airhead the things he used to buy her when he was with his wife. She not getting those Prada bags, Coach bags, Michael Kors. I don't know. Mel seemed like Mel got expensive taste, so Mel seems like a Coach bag type of lady. I don't know any expensive bags, y'all, because I'm a City Trends I'm City Trends, get what's on sale, Temu. I'm a knockoff queen, so call it what you want. Because I don't have money like that. I can make the struggle look good. I like the ball on the budget. Yeah. You right, melanated energy. Melanie is the New York Waldorf Astoria. See, I can't even pronounce it. That's how you know it's expensive, when you can't even pronounce it. But say I buy things you can't even pronounce. When you can't pronounce it, that's when you know it's money. When you can't pronounce it, you know it's money. You know it's expensive. When you can't, you got to sound it out. It's expensive. Yeah. Kay Hayes, she listen. Arion Air Mattress went from city trends to shitty trends. She wearing shitty trends. Martell was balling off of him and his wife's money. And Arion became addicted to that. This is the danger in dealing with married men. When they mess up their life and mess up with their wife, she can strip him of everything. And look at what's going on with Kevin Hunter. Sharina don't want him. She wanted Kevin Hunter when he was married to Wendy Williams. And it's not a rumor. It's been confirmed. Sharina Hudson left Kevin Hunter. She wanted she first of all, she met the Kevin Hunter that was married to Wendy Williams. These side chicks, they don't want these men when the men ain't getting no income from the wife. They don't want them no more. Now, unless he was the primary breadwinner. The problem with Martell and Kevin, neither one of them was really the primary breadwinner. The wives was. Now, if these men were making money and had their own businesses and things going, they could have still took care of their side chicks, still provided for their side chicks, and still, and these appetizers still would have been getting the benefits. But where these women were dumb at, where Sharina was dumb, where Arion Air Mattress was dumb, your man, their wives was the ones making the money. Your man didn't have the money. Kevin Hunter didn't have the money. Martell Motel 6, he didn't have the money. His wife did. So if you're going to side chick, and I don't encourage this, make sure the wife is not the primary breadwinner. Because when she find out that he messing around with you, when she go, the money gonna go. It is what it is. She bailed when the alimony payment stopped. Yeah. But Kay Hayes, when she lost that house, no, when Kevin Hunter's house went up for foreclosure, them legs closed, everything closed from Sharina. Sharina said, oh, hell no. Nah. And the way you get them is how you lose them. They got these women spending money. Unless you Arion Air Mattress, she only dummy still hanging on like a bad tooth. She just won't go away. She gonna always hang on. Because Martell done turned her out or whatever. So anyway. She took all of Kevin's money because that's all she wanted him for. That's why I say dealing with these married men is a curse. It's a curse dealing with these married men. Because as soon as their world goes down, your world goes down right along with them. You get codependent on these men, on these married men money. You get dependent. That's why Arion Air Mattress said she liked him better when he was married. I know you did, because he broke now. You got the broke version of Martell. Martell went from Marriott to Motel 6. Arion, you got the Motel 6 version of Martell. Samantha says, Mocha, what do you think of the news that Carlos Queen is in trouble with the network owned? Do you think Hotel will marry air? Do you think Hotel will marry Airhead? I'm gonna give my opinion on that. I don't think Martell would ever marry Arion. And this is my personal opinion on why I feel that he won't. For one, Arion does not have any money. Y'all have to realize Martell is used to being with the woman who's a provider, because he's not. Okay? This is not to say he didn't do his part as a husband. I'm sure he contributed in some shape or form. I can't totally knock or discredit, but for the most part, Mel was a primary breadwinner. Not only was Mel a primary breadwinner, Mel has a business mind, meaning she can always make things happen. And see, Martell done got spoiled to that. It's kind of like a woman being with a man that got money. You get used to your husband splurging you, spoiling you, taking you out, doing everything or whatever. Same thing with women who have husbands that always spoil them and take care of them. That was the same case with Martell. Melanie really spoiled Martell. She did. She spoiled him. Spoiled him with a lifestyle that he never had before. And again, she's business minded. That is all Martell knows. Martell don't know nothing other than a woman doing everything for him. That is what he knows. That is what he's made himself accustomed to. If he was smart, when Mel was running all these businesses and doing all of these different things, if he was smart, what he would have did was get his own business. Kind of like what Todd does with Candy. Todd has several other businesses. He's not just sitting around laying and sleeping off of Candy's money, even though you can't tell Mama Joyce that, but supposedly Mama Joyce is coming around, but that's another story. That's what Martell should have did. Martell is so lazy. You got some married men that are lazy. All they know how to do is be a husband, and that's it. Like Marceau, lazy. Let's Tisha do all the footwork. You have some of these married men, they are lazy. They will sit on the passenger side while their wives do all the driving. They don't initiate anything. They don't put no footwork. They step in here and there to make it look like they're doing something. Martell had us fooled on the first season like he was a team with Melanie. Well, he really wasn't a team player. He wasn't in no team. He was leaning. He wasn't teaming. He was leaning on the passenger side while Melanie was doing everything. He would pop up and do pop-up appearances here and there, but Melanie was the operator of that train. Martell is used to that. That's why he would never marry Arion. Arion is nowhere like Melanie was. Martell been with Melanie, 12 years or something like that? 12 years of a woman. Handling business, doing everything. If he gets with Arion, he's going to have to be a real man. Do y'all not realize that? That means he's going to have to lead and take charge of everything. Martell don't want to take charge of anything unless he feels it's something he can control and handle. Like, he'll want to take control of somebody's money, but he don't want to take control like getting a job. He don't want to do that. Martell is used to another woman doing the footwork. Arion cannot do that. She does not have the mentality. She does not have the education. She don't have none of that. Martell would get frustrated trying to make Martell would try to get frustrated trying to make Arion Air Mattress be a woman that she's not designed to be. Martell don't have the patience to train a woman. He wants a woman already trained and together because his wife was that for 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. And I wouldn't necessarily say a slave, but she was being a wife. When you married, you're supposed to be able to do that. But see, this is the thing, melanated energy. Glad you brought that point up. Yeah, this is where Martell screwed himself. Even though Melanie was doing everything, even though Melanie was the one doing all the footwork. That's why he messed up right now. Even though Mel may have been a slave, but guess what? Martell is a slave too, because he slaved himself to depending on his wife. And that's why he out here lost in the sauce right now. He made himself a slave because even though Mel was a slave, she was making some boss moves. People might have felt like Melanie was a slave, but Mel was bringing in our bread. Mel was bringing out money. Mel was making things happen. She was not the slave like people thought. He's the slave. Why do you think he makes it his business to try to make this woman's life miserable and be trying to capitalize off of Mel every chance he can get? Because he done made himself a slave to depending on his wife. Who's the real slave here? What's up, Ty Bird? And what's up to Melanated Energy? I don't know if I spoke to you. I know I spoke at you, but I don't know if I spoke to you. Everybody enter in the chat. He was the biggest slave. Martell made himself codependent on his wife. That's why the man don't want to get a job. You know how many men get divorced and they still go and get a job? This man still doesn't have a job to this day. He don't want to work because he made himself a slave to depending on his wife. TK says, I don't know what Arion's end game is. She should see by now he doesn't have money or the sense to make it. She will never get access to that lifestyle again. Yep, it's gone. It's over. It is over. But the side chicks like Sharina Hudson, they never prepare for the day where the wife is going to shut down the operation because they don't think it's going to happen. Kay Hayes says Mel was a mark. Martell was always criminal minded. Very good point. Mel was carrying him in college. He knew she was going to be successful and proposed to her on the day of her college graduation. And see, this is why he is messed up right now. He's always tried to use women, and his using days have exhausted. There's insufficient funds. Martell has been trying to swipe the using card, and it keeps declining. There's not no one hardly to use. And if he does find someone to use, they're not going to be Mel. They're not going to let him get away with near as much as Mel did. See, everybody's looking at Mel as the loser. Everybody's looking at Mel as Mel let this man use her. No, because in marriage, that is what you do. In marriage, you should want your husband to succeed. You should want your wife to have just as much as you have. There's no such thing as using your wife, using your husband. But what happens though, for those who do use, they lose. Because when you become so codependent on your husband and your wife, and they decide to leave you, you stuck like Chuck. To me, Martell reminds me of a bitter, miserable baby mama. Like that one, like there's always that baby mama who keeps running her baby daddy to court because she don't want to get a job. She wants to keep getting an increase in child support because she don't want to work nowhere. Martell reminds me of that bitter baby mama who just wants to keep antagonizing Mel, bothering Mel, and he done emptied all of his bullets out the chamber. He done emptied his clip at this point. It's really not too much of anything else he can do at this point to try to ruin her. He doesn't have really anything much left. You know, the worst thing he could do at this point is marry Arion. Let's say if he wanted to get nasty, let's say if he wanted to up the ante and say, you know what, I'ma really make everybody mad. I'ma try to hurt Mel one more time. I'm gonna try to hurt Mel one more time. I'm going to marry Ariane. I'm going to post all the pictures on Instagram. I'm going to let her flex the ring. Let's say if he do that. First of all, nobody's not going to care. And second of all, he's still broke. He still ain't got no money. So let's say if he went there, what is he accomplishing? He's going to have to take care of Ariane. Ariane is not male. She's not business-minded. She's not educated like that. That's why I know it's not going to happen. Martell has gotten accustomed to a woman doing for him. If he marries Ariane, he's going to have to do for Ariane. He's not a man like that. Martell is not a provider. Why you think he holding on a little helmet? He holding on a little helmet because he don't want to pay no child support. Exactly, melanated. Mel flipped it. Nora says, I remember Todd got an apartment in New Jersey because he claimed Candy got him sleeping on the same mattress with other men. Oh my gosh. On the same mattress where other men before him flipped her like a pancake. I did not know he said that. OMG. That is so crazy. Martell is not going to take care of no woman, y'all. He will marry a rich white woman off the Netherlands that we never heard of. That's a billionaire before he marries Air Mattress. He's not about to marry her. Not only that, when you have given yourself to a man for a long period of time and you've never made him work for it, you never made him earn it. Ariane Air Mattress has not done nothing to make Martell earn her. So why would he marry her when he never had to earn her? He has all, listen, Martell has the whole side chick package. He has excessive blowjobs, he gets excessive blowjobs. He gets excessive, booty. He gets the whole package. What he got to marry her for? Then she already had his child, little helmet. He don't have to marry her. She done gave him everything that a man should not be getting unless he's your husband. When a man gives you everything, when you give a man everything before you make yourself his wife, why is he going to put in the work? Why buy the milk when you got the cow? Plus, he know Ariane is not a real woman. Ariane was just something for him to lay with and play with, and so happened she had a little helmet. That's not wife material. Martell is a hoe, but he ain't a stupid hoe. He ain't gonna marry Ariane. Listen, I don't put nothing past him. He will marry a old elderly lady in her 80s that's about to pass away before he married Ariane. Now, what he will do, he was going to keep making sure Ariane get that money. He's going to do that because he don't want Ariane filing child support. And because Ariane Air Mattress is stuck on stupid, she's not going to file child support because she's still waiting on the dream of Martell saying that he can't get nowhere with anybody and hoping eventually he'll marry her. Both of them are stuck. He's stuck with little helmet, and she's stuck with a man who she had a child from that's never going to marry her. I don't think he'll ever marry her. Now, he may want to spite Melanie. He may want to, but the reality is Ariane Air Mattress ain't got no money. She don't have no money. He can't commit to a woman who's not going to take care of him. He can't do that because he'll have to take care of her. And that would mean Martell will have to get a real job. Martell will have to let Ariane stay home and be what he was. See, Martell was a house husband. You got housewives. Martell was a house husband. That's why he always kept the kids. Martell had us fooled the first couple of seasons like he was this real father. when really he was a house husband. He was doing what housewives do, but he was just doing it as a husband. And me, I'm old fashioned. I don't believe in a man being a house husband. That's just me. I think a man should work. I think a man should survive, provide. I don't believe in a man being a house husband. I just don't. That don't float with me, because some of these men, when they're house husbands, that give them room to cheat. That gives them room to fornicate, and I'm not with that. I got to get my battery charger because it is dying. Okay. Now, this is the issue I have with men like Martell who don't work. When a man doesn't have purpose, when a man doesn't have a real purpose, he indulges in pleasure. He indulges in pleasure. That is the problem. By Martell, and that's why I'm against house husbands. A man who sits around, does not have a real job, does not have a business, does not have something to be responsible for other than just keeping his kids and fixing them sandwiches, he eventually is going to land himself into entertaining the wrong things. It's very important that a man has a purpose. If a man doesn't have a purpose, he starts dabbling in trouble. He starts getting himself in inappropriate things that he shouldn't be getting into. I will say that Mel created a monster in that sense of not really enforcing Martell to have his own venture, to start his own business. Or maybe she has, but Martell just kept coming up with excuses because he don't want to work. He does not want to work. This is the generation we live in. We live in a generation in which men do not like to work. And that's why if you have a daughter and she's dating somebody, please meet her boot thing. Make sure he's the man who likes to work, because your daughter is going to be miserable paying all the bills, crying, calling you mama. He ain't helping out, daddy. He ain't helping out. Stress this to your daughters. That is very important for a man to have a purpose. If he doesn't have a purpose, he will put it all into pleasure. That is what Martell did. He put everything into pleasure. That is why he had the room to go hang out, with Marceau and Maurice, and you hanging out in these events where all of these women congregate at. And because you have no business, you have nothing fulfilling, you got all this time on your hands to conversate with women, to exchange numbers, to go meet women, to hook up with women. You do not want a unproductive man. A man that is not productive is going to just become another burden. He's going to become another burden in your life. If he doesn't have his own business, if he doesn't have his own job, he's not making his own money. It's women who do that. It's not even women on male's level. I know young girls right now who let these young boys drive their car. He ain't got one. Let them stay in a Section 8 apartment. He don't have a place to stay. He lays on her rental furniture, her rental center sectional sofa all day while she's working. It's young women that are not being taught that a man should provide something other than just his penis. You got young girls out here who got kids, who got cars, and letting the baby daddy drive the car. He ain't even putting no gas in it. He riding her Honda Civic, riding her Toyota Camry around all day, smoking Black and Miles in it with his homeboy all lean back on the passenger side. She get in her car after working 12, 13 hours. Her car smelling like weed. Her car smelling like Black and Miles. She's seeing weed residue, weed leaves on the floor of her Toyota Camry. You have young women, they so badly don't want to be alone. They just want a man around. And that's what he'll do. He'll just be around. He ain't going to help with nothing. He's not going to contribute with anything. You up here stressing out how you going to pay your light bill, and he chilling. A man who don't work, his sleep is different from a hardworking man's sleep. A hardworking man's sleep is different from a broke man's sleep. A man who don't work, his snore be louder. His sleep be louder. Because he got all that energy from not doing a goddamn thing all day. Like my grandmother used to tell me, some of these women want a man around just to have a warm body in bed at night, just to hear him snoring. K says, I don't think that was the intention. Mel says she had to work so hard to keep the business afloat because she always had to clean up stuff behind Martell. And that's why I did say, I said it could have very well been, she probably tried to encourage him to do other things, probably tried to encourage. And seeing the way he is now, Mel was not going to be able to make him do anything anyway. You got some men that are like that. All of us got a girlfriend. We got a sister. All of us know that one woman who man just ain't sugar, honey, iced tea. She calling you on the phone. Girl, I'm so stressed out with these bills. I don't know how I'm going to pay my lights. I don't know how to pay my water. The repo people looking for my Toyota. She's telling you all of this. And meanwhile, Poverty Pookie is laying on her sofa. I know women who have had to borrow gas money, and Poverty Pookie is right there chilling. Don't get me wrong, we all fall on hard times. Married or not, we all fall on hard times. But when it becomes a constant habit where you got to keep calling other people and Pookie right there, that's a problem. That is a problem. Martell has the brain of a gnat. I like that. No purpose leads to wasting it all on pleasure. That's our word for today. That is our word for today, ladies. A man with no purpose leads to wasting it on pleasure. These are the P's that a man should have. For one, he should have a plan. For two, he should provide. And for three, he should have a purpose. Plan, provide, and have a purpose. Stop letting these poverty Pookies only provide the other three P's. Penis, pleasure, and pain. Those three P's you don't need. You don't just need penis, because penis don't pay bills. You can't bring penis to the light bill place and pay it in penis. Ma'am, do you have a debit card? Do you have a credit card? No, I have penis. Oh my gosh. What method of payment are you going to use today? Could I swipe my penis? We can't use. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I really choke me up sometimes. Lord have mercy. Oh, Jesus. Imagine if you could take penis to the light bill, to the light bill place. So what payment method are you planning on using today, ma'am? Well, what payments do y'all accept? We accept checks, credit cards, and penis. Oh my gosh. The reality is penis don't pay bills. It don't pay. Oh goodness, y'all. I'm cracking up. Don't pay me no mind. Penis don't pay bills. A man, all actuality, I'm laughing and cutting up with y'all, but a man, seriously, a man have to have a purpose. Ladies, he will make your life miserable if you don't know what he want. He don't know where he's going. He has nothing to fall back on. This is why Martell is so busy coming after male. He don't have a purpose. I don't care how independent you are, even if you make more money than your man and you know you can make him comfortable, give him a purpose. Let him pay them bills. I don't care if you are a lawyer, an attorney, and he's a janitor at Popeyes or whatever. Give him something to do. If he does not seek his purpose, he's going to seek pleasure. And if you try to initiate stuff and he keep coming up with excuses, this is the Pookie poverty. The poverty Pookie who keeps coming up with excuses. Well, babe, won't you get a job? Won't you, man, you know what I'm saying? Every time I try to apply somewhere, they want to keep bringing up my past. They want to keep bringing up my criminal record. The white man trying to hold me down. The white man don't want to see me succeed. Don't want a black man being successful. I think it's just best if I just stay here and keep the kids and, help around the house, you know what I'm saying? Because these jobs out here, they ain't paying enough money, you know what I mean? Don't let them put that Pookie spell on you where he feels like all he got to do is keep climaxing to compensate for not producing the checks. He feel like all he got to do is make you climax so he don't have to produce the checks. That get old after a while. It gets old. You working hard every day and you coming home seeing this man still laying in the same position he was laying in before you left him with the work. True story. I had a friend. Well, my mom had a friend. She was married to a poverty Pookie. Okay, so she was married to a poverty Pookie. He stayed home and she had her own childcare business. And you have some women, they'd rather have their man home and keep the kids versus put them in childcare and stuff like that. I guess what don't work for one woman might work for others. But anyway, he was home all the time. Let me tell you what Poverty Pookie was doing. Poverty Pookie was smashing a Poverty Peaches because they was living in an apartment complex. So every time Poverty Pookie's wife left and went to work, he was sneaking and creeping to Poverty Peach's apartment right underneath, smashing her to smithereens, clapping the cheeks, hunting, while his wife working. I mean, they're divorced now. She did get rid of him eventually. Smashing his wife, smashing the side chick to smithereens because the man had nothing productive to do. What's up, Samantha Foster? Welcome to chat, dear. I believe Martell was always a cheater. Mel was just naive to it at first. Remember the wedding planner and he was hitting on her assistants. Plus he had relations with the planner in high school. Honey, he is a lost cause. Kate Hayes, he's a lost cause. That's why I said marry Ariane. For what? For what? Never. Never, ever, ever. And if Martell did marry Ariane gonna be 20 times more miserable now than she ever was. That's just the truth. A man got to have a plan. A man without a plan is a lost man. He's a mean and nasty man. A man who ain't got a plan is abusive. When he's not productive, he don't have nothing going for himself, it withers at his self-esteem. A man takes pride in being able to provide and have something to call his own. I notice most Poverty Pookies are very abusive. That's why Martell is abusive. He's abusive physically, I'm going to say alleged, abusive physically, emotionally, mentally, because the man ain't happy. He ain't happy with himself. A man who don't have a purpose, if he doesn't have a purpose, he feels he doesn't feel like a man. A man got to have a plan to feel like a man. While other men sitting around talking about how hard they worked all day and what all they had to go through in the job, he can't relate. He can't jump in the conversation and share his work experiences because he don't have a job. To my ladies, if you got a son, a nephew, a brother, a grown man staying with you, because some of y'all got your brothers living with you. Some of you got your grown sons, which I would like to call Hudson. They're your husband and your son. That's why you can't get a man of your own, because your Hudson's still living with you. Anyway, if you have a poverty Pookie, whether he's your son, your nephew, whatever, brother staying with you, he's going to keep making your life a living hell. He's going to block your blessings because he has nothing fulfilling for himself. That's just the bottom line. What they say, an idle mind is a devil's playground. Exactly, TK. I can't stand an idle man, a broke man who don't have a plan. And any man who's comfortable with living off a woman, something is wrong with him. And another thing, stay away from these mammies, mama boys, like Martell's mother, Marlene, Marlene the mammy. Stay away from men that are mama's boys. One thing if he respects his mother. One thing if he treasures his mother. But if it's to the point to where his mother has made him feel that he's entitled to having a woman take care of him, like Marlene be sitting up here defending Martell. You're a good boy. You're a good son. You should have married your son. These mammies boys, I don't have an issue with a man loving a mama. My husband loves his mother dearly. He would bend over backwards for his mother. I don't have an issue with that. I have an issue with if you see his mother has enabled him being abusive and being a user, and she never told her son, Martell, honey, you need just go get you a real job. You done lived off of women long enough. You done had your fun. You did you for a long time. It's time for you to get on your feet and start running after Melanie and making her life miserable. She ain't gonna say that because, for one, Martell will probably cuss her out. Most mamas boys don't even respect their mamas. So Marlene has to go along with the shenanigans. She has to keep pampering him and stroking his ego and making him think that he ain't doing nothing wrong, because she know Martell will snap off on her. Martell to get her right together. She can't do nothing with her Hubson. A lot of y'all got Hubsons. Listen, to all the ladies out there who got a Hubson, meaning your overgrown son is still living with you, I'm going to need you to wean him off the nipple. Wean him off the nipple. We're going to rebuke that spirit of weaning the Hubson, the son who you still have as your husband. We're going to rebuke that spirit of the Hubson that's still sucking on the nipple. We're going to deliver him from the nipple. To all the mama's boys, we're going to deliver you from the nipple. We're going to wean you off the nipple in the will of God. Stop sucking on the titty and trying to be pretty. A lot of these mama boys are being created because you got these men thinking they have the power with their penis. And I can't just blame the mamas. Some of you women do the same thing. One moment, take this call. Okay. Anyhow, that's what I say about these moms that spoil their sons rotten. They should have married their sons. Exactly. I noticed most of these true crime stories where the domestic partner unalive their partners are always broke Pookie committing the act. Absolutely. When a partner wanted out, them took them out. Yeah, I did but it's on my other channel because y'all do know I got a separate channel, Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I've did several stories. If y'all look into my archives over there, I've done several stories before I started this channel about poverty Pookies. I got a lot of poverty Pookie stories on my other channel where I talk about men who get angry because they could no longer run the woman's finances or run her life. Like the real estate agent. The real estate agent, I did a story on her. She was really successful making money, and her poverty Pookie was being abusive because a man without a plan, a man without a purpose, he will start to get jealous. Not only will he use his woman, but he'll get jealous of his woman. Just as much as Martell was using Mel, he was jealous of her at the same time. That's the irony of this. They want your money, but then they want to be you. They jealous of you. It's crazy. And he did that. She reported it to the police because the man was stalking her. The man was hounding her. They would not do anything till he finally succeeded in taking her life. And it had all the reports when she sent it to the police station, and they said that they could not execute on arresting him or anything because he hadn't actually done anything. So she took the proper measures, she took the proper precautions, and she still got murked by unalive by her poverty Pookie. The poverty Pookie, that's the dangerous part. That's why I tell you, ladies, only deal with a man who got a plan. If he ain't got a plan and you leave him, you don't want him no more, you're going to have a monster. That's why I've always prayed for Mel, still praying for Mel, and I know God has Mel covered because Martell is a top tier poverty Pookie. Only difference with him, he wears the suits and the skunk loafers, like Caramel Rail would say. He rocks the skunk loafers and all of that, but he's a poverty Pookie. He has nothing going for him. The poverty Pookie, the only thing they got going for them is their penis. That is it. And they looks in some cases. That is it. But I've done many stories on poverty Pookies, and they are very dangerous. A man without a plan is dangerous, ladies. I tell you, he's very dangerous. But I'm going to get ready to shut it down because people have been blowing up my phone, and daughter, mama, cat, dog, everybody been calling me because I've been on here for a minute. So I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me doing my very first live stream with Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Like I stated, I decided to come live today because I know y'all don't always see me. I'm always behind a thumbnail. And I will continue to do my thumbnail videos because I just really don't have a lot of time to always dress up, look dolled up. I be looking raggedy. I be looking a hot mess, okay? Because I'm doing more around the work, around the house type of stuff. So you're gonna always see my hair pinned up, me wearing a plain shirt and some leggings because I'm always on the go. I'm always on the move, and sometimes I don't always have the time to press my hair, to fix myself up and do all of this other stuff. So that's the reason why I do thumbnails and stuff, because presentation is everything. The way you look, people will hold it against you if you don't come in these YouTube streets looking presentable and looking like you belong somewhere. You feel me? So anyway, nevertheless, anybody who's still interested in cable, yes, I do sell cable. 9,000 channels, again, for only $25 a month. I think I got like 5 of y'all so far who's getting cable from me. So far, everybody likes it. Everybody's enjoying it. So again, I appreciate y'all for buying my cable app. I'm glad I'm able to save you some money. You ain't got to pay these cable people no $200, $300, no satellite dish. It's important that you have high-speed internet. Your high-speed internet got to be 30 megabytes per second or higher, or else you're going to have the worst internet, the worst streaming device. I want you to have a good streaming device before you get my Fire Stick. You could buy the Fire Stick from me, or I can either purchase it for you and load my app on there. If you are not technology savvy, you're not good at installing, downloading stuff, Everybody's not good at computers. Everybody's not technology savvy. I advise you buy the Fire Stick from me. That way you don't have to do nothing but just plug it in. If you're already kind of high tech savvy, reach out to me, email me. I'll give you the instructions on how to download my app onto your Fire Stick. Not only will you have access on your TV, I can also give you the app on your phone. So yes, you can watch cable off of your own phone. Whether if you got iPhone or Android. I'm an Android person. I cannot afford iPhone. But I can also get cable on your phone. So if you're at work, you got a boring job, and you want to watch TV, I can give you the cable app for your phone. But you have to get the cable first, and then I'll give you the code to get the cable app on your phone. Other than that, I'll also do tumblers. Anybody has any tumblers you want me to as a gift? Weddings coming up, I do tumblers for weddings. His or hers tumblers. Sports events, birthdays coming up, special holidays. Maybe you got a business, you got a company, you want to make tumblers for your clients or your customers. Any purpose you need a tumbler for, I can absolutely do it. I create tumblers. All the tumblers that you see me posting and stuff, I actually create them and I make them from scratch. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Anybody who wants to donate to the movement, I'll put my donation information in, because y'all, I got to get out of here. I haven't had no breakfast or coffee yet. How's this thing? It's not letting me. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I was saying on there. Yeah, but I'll put up for anybody who wants to donate and send anything, even if it's just $2, $3, anything. I do have Zelle, and I do have my Cash App, so you can send either one, or PayPal me, paypal.me/Cafe de Paris. Or you can send to because everybody don't do Cash App and everybody don't do Zelle. So I do have PayPal account as well. So anybody who wants to donate to my movement, bless my channel, you're more than welcome to do that. Those of you who are not able to do it, that is quite all right. Just continue to subscribe, hit that like button so my video will keep getting pushed through the algorithms. That is how I earn more traffic coming in. So it's been a blessing, y'all. Y'all take care, and until next time, this is your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge, where I'm always going to be giving you content from I'm losing my words today. Content from a spiritual perspective. So y'all be blessed. Y'all take care.